Hello friends, welcome to the third episode of my podcast, which is called the Sunbirdcrochet podcast. My name is Claudia and I come to you from Germany, hence the accent. Today I will be talking to you about my works in progress and my finished objects, incoming things and some designs, and I will also take you on a trip at the end. The first work in progress I would like to talk to you about is a new design. You already seen my fade cowl design, which is available for free as a PDF download in the mighty networks of the Crochet Clan. I'm working at the moment for a new design, also a colorwork crochet cowl, and this one will be bigger. It will also have several sections of colorwork, and I'm working on charts. And when I work on charts, it looks like this. This is a penguin, so I start just drawing the penguin, and then I fill in crosses and dots and lines where I want to have a color later. And this is the first version, and if I think it looks alright, then I go to the website StitchAndHustle, and then I enter it all in color. And I can't show you, it's on my phone, but it comes up with a nice chart which I can save, and then I can put it into my pattern document. But I'm still checking out how it looks. So the first section of my new colorwork cowl will be like an abstract pattern, and I'm actually doing the crochet for that right now. I think it looks all right. This is inspired by Cosa, and I'm probably not pronouncing this correctly either. And there are so many different cultures in South Africa, and it was like a dream for inspirations. So this is just one of the inspirations I take for that one. And the center panel will then be a choice between a penguin or a Protea flower. And I'm sure you've seen penguins and Protea flowers. But you might ask yourself, why penguins? Aren't they supposed to be in Antarctica? And yes, but in South Africa we have African penguins, also called jackass penguins, because they're so loud. They sound like a chorus of donkeys. I'm aware of 3 colonies of African penguins. And the one I visited frequently because it was on the way from where I used to live down to Cape Point and the Cape of Good Hope. And that was in Boulders, which is a beach, Boulders Beach, which is near the town, or Simonstown. It's called Simonstown. And it's just a beautiful place. When I first went there, it was like just a normal free beach which you can visit, and now I think it's a national park and you have to pay an entrance fee. But just these huge Cape granite boulders and the little penguins waddling between the boulders on the beach, and some of them swimming out into the sea, and some of them coming back from catching fish and squid. And it was just a magical place for me. And yes, anyway, that's why I chose the penguins. And the Protea flowers, for once, the King Protea flower is the national flower of South Africa. And it happens to be my favorite flower as well. Proteas in general, and pincushions, which is another species of a sugar bush family. And what I also find fascinating about Proteas is that they're very well adapted to fires. And their adaptations actually show how much time they had to adapt to fire. So the fires must have happened all the time. And indeed, when I was living there, we had fires every year. And the Protea flowers, some species, not all, but some, they need the fire. Some of the Protea subspecies only flower after a fire, and some of them only release their seeds after a fire. So I don't know if it's the smoke, the heat, or maybe different components in the soil which makes them do it, but they need the fire in order to live, to continue living. So it's like a phoenix coming up from the earth, making everything in bloom again after a fire. And it's just so amazing to watch this. And that's also maybe a bit more symbolism in it than I intended right now, but I just love the flowers. Not the dried up ones which you get for the cemeteries here, but the fresh ones on the bush with a view of the sea and the smell of the fenbos. And it's just, you have to go there and see it and experience it. Once COVID has passed, we all have to travel again. And if you have a chance, go and see South Africa, especially Cape Town, which is still close to my heart. So next up is another work in progress. No, I lie. It's a finished object. And it's right here. It's the Strictly socks. Strictly Come Dancing 2020. I made these socks as part of a Strictly Come Dancing KAL 2020, which is run by Ellie. And Ellie is a podcaster. I'm sure you know her very well. And to be honest, she doesn't know me as well as I know her, because I watch her podcast all the time. But to me, she's family. And Phoebe and Lilia and her husband Dan, they're all family to me, as weird as it might sound, but that's just how it works if you have a podcast. So these are just plain vanilla socks, and I always make my socks toe up. I'm using the magic loop method, and this is the Streifenferse, that's a design by a German knitter called SANBI, and her instructions are for free on YouTube. I think you can just Google her or enter her in the search engine of YouTube and you find her. It's very nice heel, I think, because it gives you more space for whatever that part is in English. In German, it's Spann. Spann. You can learn German in my podcast. I'm still looking there instead of there. I'm learning. So this is the Spann in German. And once I'm here, I do a simple knit to purl to rib, and then I do a stretchy bind off. And I finished them. And obviously I'm not in the UK, so I can't watch Strictly on my TV. But Ellie encourages, to cheat. And I'm going to tell you how I see, or how my brain works, because I'm working on my South African design. And Motsi Mabuse, who is one of the judges in Strictly Come Dancing, she's South African. So if I work, as long as I work on my South African design, I can take a break and I can work on my socks. So this is my entry for the Strictly Sock Along 2020, run by Ellie, who is Starry Eyes Ellie on Instagram, little drops of wonderful podcast on YouTube. The Strictly Sock Along still runs until the 7th of January, so plenty of time for more socks, crochet or knitted, either are accepted. And another finished object is my Crysalis County Shawl, and that's part of a Flutter and Fly KAL run by Christy Glass. And I didn't buy the official kits. They came in blue and in orange, and they're really beautiful, and a nice purple or violet purple. And I couldn't get the kit here in time, especially with a pandemic going on. So I just bought my yarn from HippieFibres, HippieFibres on Instagram, and Hippie_Fibres on Etsy, where I bought it. So I'm going to hold it close. The pattern is called Crysalis County Shawl, and it cost me €7.15, and it's by StitchAndHustle on Etsy, who is 144 Stitches on Instagram. Yeah, so that's that one, and I just love it. It curls up a little on the sides, but I don't mind that. Could easily wear it like this. Love it. Which actually brings me to incoming. Let's talk about incoming things. So this might be a bit disorganized. Let's hope for the best. So you might have seen in the intro video that I've bought some minis. It was a mini set from a homespun house. And in the meantime, since I recorded that intro, I've already wound up the minis. Let me show them free first. And the other two, I think these are lovely colors. There you go. And that mini set is called Mother Nature. And I intend to use this together with another incoming beauty, which is this one. It's Alpaca Supreme in the limited colorway Mr. Smoke from John Arben Textiles. And in case you haven't heard of them, which you should, John Arben Textiles, they are based in Linton in Devon, UK. And they have the most amazing yarn, wool and yarn. And the Alpaca Supreme, I've got free skeins of this. I know, I spent too much money on yarn. Don't tell anyone. So I think this works great. This is another shawl design in waiting. So yes, that's also incoming. What else? I actually bought lots of other wool from John Arben. I think I will insert another video here, so I don't have to juggle all the skeins and balls. And what else? I wrote down, oh yes, I've bought one of Crochet Luna's Z Twist Sport skeins from the US. Hi Claudia! Yeah, I'm still waiting for this to come because it's stuck in customs at the moment. So I have to be patient, not one of my virtues. Anyhow, it's beautiful and you just have to wait together with me. So we are going to have a look at this special yarn next time, but I can already tell you it's pink. What I also want to talk about is another KALS, which is run by Sophie, who is a spring snowflake on Mighty Networks, and also, of course, is a wonderful podcaster. And she's running a Tunisian? This is very difficult for a German tongue. Tunisian or Tunisian? Tunisian. Yes, Tunisian crochet KALS. Now we have it. And I've decided to buy a pattern for this and to make the diamonds, not pearls. So my choice was to go to Etsy, and the pattern cost me €11.09. And abbeymade, she's an Australian designer, and this is what I want to make eventually when I find the time. And what attracted me to this was that I don't need a special Tunisian crochet hook. I just can use my usual crochet hooks, And also Stasia, who's one of my dear friends on Mighty Networks and who's part of a crochet clan. She's a queen of Tunisian crochet, and she encouraged me to take part in this. And Stasia, if I get stuck, you just have to help me. I'm going to call out for help, and I hope you will be there. In fact, I know she already said she would help me. So let's hope for the best. This will come to life sometime. What I also want to talk about is the crochet clan, which I mentioned already. And this is the podcast community run by Faye, who also has a website called provenancecrafts.com. Is it Provenance Crafts or Provenance? No, sorry, I lied. provenancecraft.com without the S. And she is running also a Zoom twice a month on a Saturday and the next Sunday morning, Saturday evening for me, Sunday morning again. And she's just a treasure, I must say. She's making me happy. And yes, everyone in the crochet clan. And in April, we decided to make a little parcel swap, and I sent her marzipan because she's keen on marzipan, and Matthew, her husband, as well, and sent her a little this and that as well. And she sent me back a crazy amount of things. Amongst others, and I'm not going to mention everything here, but amongst others, she made this. I can't get over it. This is a shawl pin, and it will be lovely together with my Crysalis shawl. I love it. And she whittled this one, the needle she whittled herself. Is this focusing? Probably not. I keep it just here under my nose. So the needle she whittled herself. And this one she cut out as well. And you can see that it's stitches, like a fabric, the pattern. I think it's beautiful, isn't it? Yes, I'm childish. I really do love it. Thank you, Faye. And also thank you for your support all the time. And I also wanted to show you something which I've bought from her. I don't know if she has any left, but this is one of her, she's selling these project bags in her shop and a lot of other stuff as well. And I just fell in love with this project bag when I saw it. It's Harris tweed from Harris Weavers in the Hebridean area. They make this cloth. And this is waxed canvas with press buttons, so I can take this with me, and even if it's going to rain, I don't have to worry. And in there, oh, let me just show you. Julia, if you see this, I've put it in here. My godchild, she's getting into crochet as well, so she visited me last week. And I showed her the basics of crochet, and she's actually very talented, and she also was sewing, you know what I mean. And she made me a lavender bag or pouch and filled it, and that's lavender from the garden here, and I put it in here so that all my lovely wool is safe from moths. Do I have something else, or have I already bought the whole world up and I'm completely broke? No, I actually have something else. Project bags. There's one coming to me which has corgis in London on it. And if I'm a total cat person, but if I would have a dog, it would be a corgi. Probably. Yes, I just love him. And if there's one corgi, and I'm sure you know him, it's Marcel le Corgi, and he's on Instagram, and he just cheers me up. He's such a rebel. Yeah, look him up, and he will put a smile on your face every day. Anyway, I digress. Yes, project bags. I've bought another project bag, which is already here for Halloween, on Etsy from MadeByRachel. I think it was. Yes, it has a name. It's called Mischief Makers by MadeByRachel, all one word, MadeByRachel, on Etsy. And on the one side, it's black cloth with cats, cemetery, and on the other side, isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I actually wanted to get this fabric to make my own project bag, but it was sold out in Europe. I couldn't get it anywhere. And when I saw that she made this gorgeous project bag with it, and I couldn't resist. How could I? Sorry. Not sorry. It's lined with just white cotton, and yeah, I just love it, as I do so many things. But I still made my own project bag, and maybe you've seen it already on my Instagram feed. And I've used this. It's also very cute, isn't it? And the pumpkin patch fabric would have gone together with this one, but since I couldn't get it, I just made a bag with as it is. And that's another purchase. This is, oh, can you see it? That's Ghost Girl, a brooch by LaliblueShop, LALIBLUE shop on Etsy, and they are made in Spain. And it's a brooch I could take it off and wear it on my sleeve if I go out and on a Halloween party, if there wouldn't be a pandemic. Maybe next year, who knows. Before I finish, I wanted to add a little video at the end of this one, of this section, because I went out to a nearby abbey church, which is called Altenberger Dom, and it was built in 1259 in Gothic style by Cistercians? Monks. So they founded the abbey on the river, which with the first church consecrated in 1276. The monastery was dissolved in 1803. And nowadays the church is used both by Catholics and Protestants together as a simultaneum. Before I start that video, I would already like to say goodbye to you, and I hope you enjoyed yourself, my babbling on and my German language accent. I wanted to make this podcast for the Crochet Clan, and because I feel I've made friends in the Crochet Clan, and I wanted to share with you my projects and what rocks my crochet world. So thank you for watching, and hit the subscribe button if you want to have more of this. And yeah, let's go on that trip. Bye.